coming to the small businesses, everyone wants to connect with everyone and make the business out of it. In this context, if I were to ask you some questions, like for example, how do I connect? For example, I wanted to do business with Rowena. Earlier, it was impossible to find Rowena, but today I can find in LinkedIn Rowena very easily. But how do I make her add myself? For example, I made you add, and we are today based on LinkedIn. We don't have any roots before that, right?
Yeah.
So what are your tips to attract the other person and get into my network and then start the conversation?
Okay. Yes, that's a great question. I would say start by investigating or just reading a little bit about that person that you want to connect with first. I think that's really important. Just having a sense of who is this person, what does this person do? What are they like on LinkedIn? What are they posting about? What do they care about? It doesn't need to take, days. It could be a short little review, but having some interest in the person is important, because the thing is, if you have no interest in the person, that will come across anyway.
Absolutely.
The other thing I would say is an absolute no is to start selling straight away. So often you get people who reach out to connect and they might send no message. They would just hit the invite to connect button with nothing or with the default message. And those things are kind of hit and miss, because if there's no message, especially now, in the early days, people might be a bit more lenient and they'll be like, okay, I'll accept the connection. But nowadays, I think given what is happening on platforms like LinkedIn, a lot of selling, people will naturally be reluctant to connect. They'll want to know, why are you reaching out to connect? Like, what is it that you want from me? So we want to make sure that we personalize our connection requests, give people a reason to connect, tell them why you're reaching out to them. I read your article. I thought it's, really powerful. That's completely in the space that I'm interested in. And I thought I just reach out and connect. Maybe we could have a coffee one day. You need to personalize the message. That's one. And two, absolutely no go to selling or pitching somebody in the first message. That happens very often. They have a whole bunch of things they want to sell you, and here's the link to book a call. I don't know you. What makes you think that I want that? And often people, because they're sending this out to so many people, they're not even checking to see if there's relevance in what they're selling. So selling IT services to somebody who's in marketing or communications has no need for that, or selling some business related services to somebody who's in the corporate world, who's not an entrepreneur. It doesn't make sense. So when you get messages like that, you immediately think to yourself, this person doesn't know me. They have spent no time to figure out who I am, and they're sending me this. This is just spamming me with rubbish. And so that has created a lot of distrust and reluctance for people to just simply accept connections. So that's what you want to avoid.
Absolutely. I think those are the right tips what you have given. You have to conversate with people, personalize your message, and then request what exactly you want. So that's a great information, Rowena.